Your beliefs could very well be affecting your hormonal balance much more than your diet. When most of us think about hormone healing, hormone health, we think about diet, nutrition, supplementation, not eating fast food, eating at home. And those things are very important and can make a really big difference. But when I look over the past few years of my hormone healing journey personally, the things that have made the biggest difference for me in my healing hasn't been the supplements and the food. It's actually been my belief systems and the things that I've thought and my nervous system. Our body isn't a machine, it's a living network. So our beliefs, our stress levels, our state of mind, the state of our nervous system, these are like messages that we send to our body, and they all translate into chemical signals. Stress becomes cortisol, safety becomes progesterone, fear can become inflammation. So much of my healing journey, it didn't begin with my nutrition and supplementation. It actually began with shifting what I believed about myself. I grew up in a very religious environment, and there were certain teachings that I didn't realize were taking a huge toll on my physical body. As an example, I believed since I was a little girl that I was cursed. I had the curse of Eve because Eve ate the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil in the Garden of Eden in Genesis in the Bible. And so I had been taught that as a woman, I was cursed. And I believed that my entire life. And that belief, every single month when I would have my period, it just showed up as me believing that the pain, me passing out, blacking out, like the excruciating pain that I had, I just believed that I was cursed. And so it's almost like I deserved the pain and the suffering that I had every single month. And so it was almost like I was kind of in a state of learned helplessness because I just believed I didn't have any other option. I was just cursed. Because I believed that, I stayed stuck because I believed that. It was normal. And many of my other friends and sisters, it was their normal experience as well. And so we just didn't really question it. And when I look back now over those years of my life, like 15 years of my life, I can see that those beliefs kept my body and my nervous system in a constant state of like fear, shame, stress. And when my body was like living in that state of constant high stress, my hormones were showing that and were reflecting these things to me. My body was like trying to signal that there were issues there, but I had no idea. And that's why what we believe, it's not just mental, it's biological. When the mind interprets a thought as unsafe, whether it's I'm cursed, my body's broken, pain is just normal for women, our nervous system reacts and responds to that. And so it activates our survival state. And being in that survival state for a really long period of time, like for years and years and months, it shuts down digestion, it suppresses ovulation, it increases inflammation, it dysregulates cycles, amplifies pain, and our hormonal state as women, it cannot thrive in a body that is functioning like that doesn't feel safe. And that's why our mindset, it's not just something to be like ignored. I feel like it's everything. It's so important, especially in my experience and my story. It was so important. And my healing took a massive shift when I started to no longer see myself as cursed, that I deserved the pain and suffering that I had every month. But instead, I started to believe and see that I was worthy of healing and that I could heal. And with the pain that I was having every month wasn't normal. And I know that it is normal for a lot of women. So many women have those experiences every month, but it doesn't mean that it should be normal. We shouldn't be experiencing that level of pain and suffering and like heartache. It would send me into like a deep depressive state every month when I would have my period because I was like, oh my gosh, I deserve this. I'm in so much pain. There were times I like wanted to die. I was in so much pain. And when I was able to kind of shift that and be like, this doesn't have to be my normal, even though it's how I've functioned for over a decade. Well, then my healing was like accelerated and everything changed for me. And it wasn't like an overnight immediate shift that I experienced. it was like small shifts in my decisions and these practices that I started to integrate more and more into my life, like compassion, self-compassion, breath work, nervous system support, recognizing that my body wasn't punishing me and my body was asking for safety. So me learning how to help my body and my nervous system feel safe, that made such a huge difference. And so at the same time, like I supported my healing with nutrition, blood sugar balance, supplementation. And those were all things that also were tools that I used to help signal to my body, like, you know what, you're supported. I'm giving you what you need. And so that was definitely a part of it. The nutrition, it does really matter what we're feeding our body, but it's almost like what matters first is the mindset and the state of our nervous system, because our body can't even absorb and utilize the nutrients and the supplements that we're trying to give it if it's not in a safe, if it's not feeling safe, because we have to like turn on the rest and digest state. So now looking back, I can see where so many of my hormonal issues were coming from, because my body, even though I was like trying to help it, it didn't feel safe. It wasn't absorbing and being able to utilize the nutrients and support I was trying to give it. So if you can relate to my story and you have PCOS or endometriosis or hormonal imbalances, and you experience periods that are debilitating for you, then maybe use this as a check-in and just take a moment and see the beliefs and the thoughts that you've been carrying towards yourself. What do you believe about your body? What do you believe about your hormones, your femininity? What do you believe that you are deserving of? These beliefs shape your biology more than you realize. They shape your cellular state. So just know that your hormonal balance responds to safety, responds to compassion. Your hormones, they respond to you treating your body as an ally and not as an enemy. The mind-body connection, it's so real. It's very powerful. And for me, it's been one of the most life-changing pieces in my healing journey. So just know that you are not cursed. You are not broken. Your body is not broken. Your body is designed to heal. It's designed for balance, and it responds so beautifully when it feels safe and supported. So I hope this message helps you to begin creating safety and shifts in your internal environment.